Hi everyone, I'm Sophie, a freelance illustrator. I'm French-Chinese and I live in New York City. I help companies and events visualize their content through live illustration. And today, I'm going to show you how I use Notability. Notability is a visual toolbox that offers your workstation to combine text, images, and even audio to produce media in a variety of formats. I typically use a mixture of all three, making full use of the application's flexibility. I'll be walking you through the process of creating memorable sketch notes for yourself and for others. First things first, why would companies hire a live illustrator? Well, imagine for a second that you're going to an event and you listen to a bunch of great speakers and you're taking notes like your life depends on it. And who could blame you? It's all great stuff. Chances are you'll want to read those notes later, but chances are you won't. Now, what if you had a single page of colorful and informative infographics that captured the main points of the presentation through little stories? See what I mean? No matter the topic, visuals can make a world of a difference. Sketchnoting is a powerful and, in my humble opinion, underused method of recording information that improves attention, retention, engagement, and interaction with a topic. It can be done on paper or on a whiteboard, but nowadays, digital tools and remote working have created new avenues for sketchnoting. Tablets and iPads are more sustainable, while also giving you the freedom to edit and share the outcome with as many people as you want. So, let's get into it. So, what canvas size is best for sketchnoting? Well, that really depends on how you're going to use your notes. Where will they live? On the web, to be read on a computer? Then a landscape size is best. On social media, to be read on a phone? Then a portrait size is what you're looking for. Feel free to experiment with it, but just a tip though. Think about it before you start, so you don't have to move everything around later on. You'll thank me later. So first, let's just play around with some shapes, some colors, and some lines. Here you have your brush tool. You can select the size that you like, the texture that you like, and even the shape. I like this shape because it gives me a nice range of thickness. So here I am, just getting to know my brush. It's really important to do this before you start. So just kind of do some lines, some shapes. And then we have the highlighter tool. What's nice about the highlighter tool is that it automatically draws under your brush tool. So it makes it really easy to color in and to shade in your shapes. You don't have to think about layers, you can just go. Then we have the eraser. And in Notability, the eraser has a really nice little feature, is that you can choose to just erase partially, like kind of a normal eraser really. Or you can choose whole here, which allows you to actually erase super fast. I really like this feature. I haven't seen it anywhere else, but it's really convenient. Another really important tool is the color palette builder. You have a few colors that are built in your app, but I like to build my own palettes, so I don't have to go back and look for it. I like them to be all in the same place. And while building a palette, it's just a little tip, but I like to have maybe a main color that I use, like a high contrast color that, you know, I can also write things with and kind of have outlines done with. And then have another color that is going to be my shading or my coloring. And then it's going to be really easy for me to just make it look kind of cohesive. And I don't have to think about it while I'm listening to the talk. I can just do it on the go. Then we have the Lasso Tool. So the Lasso Tool has two options. You can either freehand select something, maybe if it's like a little bit trickier or it has a bit of a trickier shape, then I can move it around. Or if I want to select a bunch of things, I can just use my rectangle tool. So here we go. Notability has a very convenient way to type. You can also maybe add some fonts that you like. You can find them online. Just make sure you're allowed to use them. But I would always recommend to practice your typography skills, because this is what's going to give personality to your note. And personality is important, you know? So just practice with it. You can have all caps. You can really do different things. Oops. But yeah, basically we've actually kind of been around all the features of Notability. Here you can just take a tour of your note without editing anything with the navigation tool. Something that's very useful is the undo button that's here. If you stay on it longer, you can also redo things. So yeah, nothing is set in stone. And then one of the last tools that is really unique, the microphone tool. This can be really super crucial when you're at a talk and you want to remember what the speakers exactly said. Well, you can just have it here and then you can access it later on whenever you want. I think that's really an awesome feature of Notability that no other app has. The title of your sketchnote is like the cover of a book. It has to catch someone's attention and to make them curious about what's inside. Finding balance between text and pictures while managing the hierarchy of information is key to sketchnoting. So working on your title is actually a great way to warm up and think about your visual approach to the topic. That's what sketchnoting is really all about. Translating information from one language to another. And that other language is completely yours, which means you can create your own idioms. To preserve the balance between clarity and originality, we can start with simple shapes and only add the level of detail needed. Sketchnoting focuses on synthesis, so less is more. Now that we have everything down, it's time to make things pop. With colors, shading, and layout, we create hierarchy between different elements to guide the reader's eye. And just like that, your sketchnote is ready. You can practice with podcasts and TED Talks, work your magic. If you want to practice with this talk, remember to add your signature, to tag me and Notability, and share it on social media. See you there and congrats again.